Okay, last we left off, you freed some slaves, or pre-slaves, I guess, before they could actually be ferried off and shipped as merchandise. You uh, did some undercover Tom Cruise stuff. As a result, some uh, demonic entities ripped out of a hole and blew up the building. Uh, Three of them survived the ordeal. An older human man by the name of Brynwald Olwyn, owner of Olwyn Imus Mercantile, a uh, a younger teenager uh, girl, Luna Tharden, and a cobbler with some debts, Dasso Bordeaux, or Bordot. Uh, Escaping that, you teleport back to Polaris, um, but not after being bitten by a little demonic baby, which you later discovered was called a nightmare cherub. Um, that night, you did not have a great sleep, Zero. Uh, but pressing on, you deposit the Tiefling posse with Saleth at Gulmud to try to just let them deal with the upcoming shipment. They split off and merged themselves with the city. You then teleported to Abethus, where uh, you found a doctor through the use of Brynwald by the name of Grid and Marcy, who over the course of 12 hours proceeded to extract the 9 vials of aquamarine from inside the bodies, stitch it up, all clean. You learned a recipe for Dream Bell essence, Chris, and also received some Arcanium yourself. After that, you all reconvened after your individual escapades through the city, eventually merging back at the clinic, where Riley, you regale Zero with the information you gleaned about the exact affliction that Zero is undergoing currently, something called the Curse of the Walking Nightmare, inflicted almost exclusively by these nightmare cherubs. As you make your way to the Great Hall of the Ten, Zero, you spot a figure up on a roof, long, thin, rail thin. Every digit extended far longer than looks comfortable, as tiny little horns grow into spiral shapes familiar to you. I'm gonna turn the music into something that's less happy. There we go. That's where we pick up. So, it is currently roughly 8 o'clock or so. The sun has fully set at this point, and you can see the process of night is beginning to begin, with some people climbing up small ladders to light the various torches that sort of line the street, especially around here. Just very common looking workers. You see people coming home from work, people getting back and leaving for the night for some late night activity. As you're currently heading westward, downhill through the Gemstone Center, the rich neighborhood, which Zero, you not that long ago plundered. Yeah, what would you like to do? You guys are theoretically moving to the Great Hall of the Ten, but you guys can change directions if you like, or do something else on the way, or stealth, up to you.
No change in plans for Riley.
Okay.
Has Riley notified Zero?
Yes, that happened at the end of last session.
Okay, are we just gonna head to the Hall of the Ten now?
Well, unless you're looking to have Zero die on us, we should do that post haste.
I'm curious to know what's in her head.
What, are you going to use Dream?
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting, actually, if it would affect the dream.
That would be very interesting, actually. Did Riley read how long it takes for the people afflicted to succumb to death?
It varies. It's The causes were deemed dehydration and sleep deprivation, which
Right.
usually takes anywhere from a couple days to a couple weeks. It varies from the case to case. All of them died at some point or another, but it seems it's just mostly the fortitude of the individual person.
All right, Riley will turn to both Chris and Zero and be like, "Well, do you want to have a go at your nightmare or get it over with as quickly as possible?"
I mean, I haven't seemed to have gotten much worse right now, so I'm open-minded if you guys wanted to try something out.
That's on Chris then.
What were you thinking, Chris?
Well, if I could communicate to other supernatural beings, that would be interesting. Maybe I can use them to my advantage.
Okay, never mind. We're not doing that. You had me. You had me for a second, Chris.
Besides, I'm pretty sure only Zero can see this creature in the dream.
Oh yeah, I can show you guys. Let's see. How many spell slots do I have? I'm gonna cast Silent Image, and I want to make the image just right next to Chris of this thing I saw on the roof of the building.
Yeah, so you didn't get a full look, like head to toe look at it, but you made out the shape, the silhouette, at least like just the light bouncing off of it from the moon. Um, yeah, it stands a good like 14 or so feet if it stood straight up. Um, like the body is very thin, like it's almost skeletal, this taut, silvery skin just pulled extremely close to bone. Um, you don't see any face just because there's no, like, you didn't get a visible image of it. So it is just the shadowed expanse currently, and just these tiny little horns. It looks awful.
Yikes, that's horrifying. I can see why people lose sleep over that.
Is this something I may have encountered through readings or?
Uh, do you remember what your last roll? Make a new one. Make either a history or arcana check. Your choice. One will give you, arcana will give you like some sort of basis to form, like knowledge of demonic creatures, and one is a history would be like happenings around potentially this creature. Up to you, which one you want to roll.
I'll do Arcana.
Okay, 18. Not much more than you gleaned last time. You don't get any specific names or anything. Trying to remember through. This one, just judging from the shape, not in your knowledge arsenal.
Yeah. This thing, I don't know the purpose of. Am I able to gather that it is a demon?
Just from looking at it, I mean, it could be. Demons have a lot of different shapes to them. So they're kind of this almost just constantly shifting life form in some ways.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, like they can advance and like be promoted or demoted, and like their body will take shape for that specific purpose sometimes. So could possibly.
So the fact that the Night Cherub was some sort of demon, and from what Riley gathered, is that you have some sort of curse. This thing seems to be related somehow. It looks like to be a demonic entity, or hopefully not real.
Dust do I have left?
Here's hoping.
I have 200 GP diamond dust left. Greater Restoration does say dispels curses. but I don't know if it'll be the case here. Can I make a check to maybe determine if this is too strong for that, or
Uh, your basis on the curse itself is kind of spotty. You know the nature of it, but whether that'll work or not, only one way to find out, really.
uh let's see if the Hall of the Ten can do anything first, because I don't know if the Atneys have any more diamond dust left.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
All right, so you make your way downtown. How fast are you walking?
I'm stealthing.
May as
Okay.
well stealth.
All right, everyone make a stealth check.
Are we all doing this as a group? Can I do the spell?
Pass without a trace would be really good here, actually.
A goaded spell.
We're gonna need it, yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, you can do that.
And just plus 10, all of that.
So that is lowest to be 24.
Remind
Christ.
me, where are we right now?
You are currently in the Gemstone Center, the southeastern quadrant of the city. You're traveling along that main road to the High Parish, to the Great Hall of the Ten, westward. Yeah, so just surrounded by just this opulent lifestyle of like 2 to 3 story manors, and just the just like the Louis Vuitton stores left and right. Okay, passing through the gates. Yeah, so as you leave the Gemstone Center, it is fully night. It does take you, the city is a big place. So it does take some time to get from one district to another, especially just by walking, no carriages or anything. Which carriage at this point, probably not a smart idea when you have wanted posters up for your arrest.
Not here, though.
Yes, here.
I thought Zero took all of them down from the High Parish and Gemstone Center.
Not all of them. There's a strip that is free of it currently. Not the entire district, no.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think from our path, I tried to gather all of them, but
Yeah, there's a good amount of posters, and it seems like a lot of it's not like your bounty's been forgotten, but it's certainly enough time has passed where it's not like at the forefront of everyone's minds. Yeah, man, like some of your posters just been stapled by other business and like advertisements and stuff and whatnot. So like you still have a bounty on you. But making your way, the sort of giant gemstone that is the Gemstone Center, this rich neighborhood eventually gives away to a more pragmatic neighborhood, not necessarily one of mercantile or living, but one of faith, as it is of more meager means of the High Parish. The buildings are smaller and just more compacted. The domiciles are just more humble in general. Passing through the congregation, you see a few people here. It's not super crowded. The night is still going on later in the night. Most people's business have concluded at this point, but you do see a couple of errant people just keeping themselves in the congregation. This wide open courtyard. The place where you actually got post-death readings, actually, on Gabriel's Gate. All the festivities, quote unquote, have been taken down. There's all the decorations. Platform is now just this smooth, empty space. Okay, but eventually you march away a little bit up the hill, keeping in between alleyways, making sure you're not seen and just blending in when possible. Oh, I should probably make some rolls actually for
The other two, yeah.
Brynwald and Jesus Christ.
oh, I forgot they're with us.
Yeah, they're still with us.
Yeah, I think Answin is on the dragon, I believe.
Is she?
Oh wait, no,
Because
she's
I
not.
thought no,
She's
no, no.
with
She
you.
went on a date with Jana.
Never mind. No,
Oh,
yeah, no, she's
yeah.
with you. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
also makes a fucking thing. Yeah, that's fine. Plus 10 is a really savings with these rolls, actually. Uh, okay.
Goaded spell indeed.
Goaded spell indeed.
With the sauce?
Yeah.
Quirked up? Absolutely.
Yeah, corked up barmaid coated with a sauce. Uh, but there's a couple stumbles, especially from the 2 or 3 people lagging behind you. Andon slows down a little bit, just trying to just not, in her attempt to not be conspicuous, she looks more conspicuous, but with the help of Pass Without Trace, you seem to get by fine. Eventually, you make your way to the oval-shaped building. Each one, with the 10 halls that actually lead to their own section. The white marble, immaculately polished, and then almost as like this Disney-themed section that occasionally just is broken up by marbles, or marbled pillars to each of the what's it called, flavored halls, if you will. Eventually, you do find one that is one that you go to fairly frequently. Actually, now I'm thinking about it.
We should get a punch card.
You could, yeah, this glass, almost greenhouse-looking interior, which is it's just all glass, and you can see large, almost like braziers that are just far too bright, like brighter than they should be, just lit in the corners with this ziggurat-like pedestal in the far back, and this, familiar to some of you, circular pool of holy water in the center with a 9-pointed star just emblazoned in the middle of it. The 2 doors on either side of the pedestal to the back as well that leads to just living quarters, just general storage. The backstage of the show, if you will. Inside, you don't see the high priest anywhere. You don't see her just orange hair or chainmail. Just you see just 2 or 3 other, they seem like lower ranking priests just keeping to the fire.
I want to find a little dark corner to hide in for a second, and I'm gonna cast Disguise Self on myself.
Okay. Yeah, you can probably do that outside. Inside, there's literally no dark corners. It is purposely lit to be as bright as possible. But you can step outside for a bit or do it beforehand.
Yeah, I'll do it before I walk in, I guess.
Okay. What do you look like?
Just a regular guy. Just a boring default setting guy.
Okay.
Human guy.
Elon Musk. Okay.
Ew.
Just a dude. All right. Yeah, that's just some peasant guy. Just like yeah, you wouldn't feel out of place just filtering into the temple necessarily. Okay, but you disguise yourself as such.
You said there was a fire.
There's a few fires here. In each of the corners, there's a large burning brazier. Just this big metal pot, pretty much, with this huge fire in it. And on top, there's just a couple of torch sconces at the back as well, where they couldn't really fit a brazier. It's a fairly bright room. It's a very bright room. Even from outside, you could see the light peeking out from the glass, entirely glass exterior.
What's the high priest's name that we're looking for again?
Lillian Birch.
Okay, I guess I will just approach the other dudes that are in here, and I will ask them if they can show us where we can find Lillian Birch.
Okay. Yeah, you just see some like a half-elf man, just completely bald shaved, very smooth looking, and just very just innocuous features. Sort of looks to you. You're looking for High Priest Birch? Yes.
Yeah.
Uh, she's winding down for the day, but I can fetch her.
Please.
Okay, okay. Wait here. As he just gives you a small bow and walks to the back. Anyone doing anything in this meantime while you're waiting?
Hmm. Yeah, it's been a while since I fished. I'm gonna head up Hall of the Waves.
Am I able to dim the light from the fires with control flames?
You can. You'd be casting a fairly overt spell. Would you
Yeah,
like to?
I'll try it.
Okay. What are the components of Control Flame?
Ruby dust worth 50 gold.
That's it? No verbal or somatic?
Just somatic.
Okay. Okay, so it's not too... It's not too overt. All right.
Wait, is the ruby dust just a placeholder thing? Or is that actually part of it?
Well, let me find it. Control Flames.
Yeah.
If it's like grayed out, it's probably placeholder. Oh, just a cantrip. Oh, just somatic. Yeah, okay. Oh, that's that's a cantrip. Okay, I see. Yeah, no, it's easy. Yeah, so you do some hand motions as you don't speak or anything. You just sort of wave your hands in very particular ways. You're dimming the flames.
Yeah.
Okay, the flames dim just very very suddenly. It's no longer as bright as it was. How far does it dim actually? How much do you want to dim them? Do you want to like blacken out this room or what?
It says have.
Okay. Yeah. So those of you who are still within the olive light, out of nowhere, the flames just dim out of nowhere. Uh, these smaller torches begin to just almost give off nearly no light, and the braziers at this point just give off this very low hum of light. The two currently attending priests that were looking, or that were tending to the flame, look at each other with surprise, and they just go back to the back rooms, leaving you alone for now. Zero, make a wisdom saving throw.
That's
Fuck
not good.
off! Fuck off!
Natural 0.
Oh.
Okay. You pass out.
You pass out.
You pass out. You fully fall unconscious as you. Hold on.
Wait, does disguise self have concentration?
It might.
It doesn't say it here, but I don't read here if it says anything regarding going unconscious because it's not concentration.
It's not concentration, which the spell will continue on. Yeah, it's not concentration. You're fine. So you just look like a passed out just guy. You pass out. You begin to have that exact same dream again. For playing that worst bit in the middle. Again. A jump. Striking the roof. A fall. And repeats. Okay. You take 24 psychic damage.
Yeah, okay.
The remaining of you that are in the Hollow of Light, make perception checks for me.
Is it based on
That would not include Riley, right?
No, you left at this point.
Yeah,
Oh,
okay.
well, that's
Giorgio.
Jana. That was Jana. I forgot to switch it.
You see Zero pass out, just fall. Not gracefully either. Zero just goes from just normal standing up to just unconscious in a split second, and Zero just hits the head across the floor, just like a pancake, and begins to just convulse. You look at Zero, and you see the eyes are just they're still open, but they're like rolled back in the head. You, the both of you, feel something in the room. It's coming from behind you. Just a feeling.
Just a feeling.
Just a feeling. You. Would you like to look?
You said, yeah. Well, first, did the priests, they went into the back rooms, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll look.
Okay, you look. You don't see anything. That feeling is gone once you looked. But it felt like something was just watching, like burning a hole into your back. This little creeping sense that something is just there. You turn, and it just vanishes. All you see is just this very dim light. You can still see walls and everything. You can still see the room around you is just a little bit darker.
Is that because of me or because
Who
of what's
knows?
happening?
Hard to tell. Yeah. Two priests come back with looks like bundles of more firewood as they spot Zero just having convulsions on the ground. They begin to rush over and just begin to just try to wake them up. Just leaned over, just like, hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I'll say I don't know what happened. Some freaky stuff is going on here. Is this place safe?
This is the Hall of Light. If this is indeed the work of some dark forces, they shouldn't enter here. The one of them currently is tending to Zero. The other one instructs the other priest to begin to light the flames again. Throw more firewood to just keep them more lit. Zero, make another wisdom saving throw.
Sorry, my computer's being fucky.
Didn't we like help last time?
With the exorcism, I believe. Yeah, you had spells to like heal.
Oh my god.
Is that something that we can do now, or am I misunderstanding what's happening?
Zero just hit the floor and is having convulsions on the ground. This is not part of the exorcism or any of the priest's stuff. Zero just going through it. You can, if it's something you want to try, you can welcome to.
I think at this, is it possible that if I'm seeing Zero do this, I'll call Riley on the phone. Or little stone things.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, Riley, you're partway through. You're like almost to the Hall of Waves at this point. And you get a little vibration in your pocket.
All right.
I'll say something's wrong with Zero. Come quick.
He's not even going to answer that. He's just going to turn around and go.
Okay. You begin running back to the Hall of Waves, passing, just retracing your steps. Very easy. It's a straight wall. It's a straight building. Um, yeah, at this point, the priests have relit the flames. The former brightness begins to take hold again as the logs, almost way faster than they should, just immediately just flare up into this huge billowing inferno of flame. The hall is bright once more.
Do I feel that same sensation now that I'm in the same vicinity?
No.
No?
Yeah, you get to the hall and you see Zero, or the person that you know is Zero, looks like someone else, is on the ground convulsing.
Do I know this to be one of the symptoms of the curse?
It didn't sound like it, not from what you've read, but the general symptoms were just lack of sleep forever and just like onset madness. If this is something part of the curse, yet it wasn't in the book.
Well, I didn't read anything about this happening. I'm hoping it's related. What are we not gonna, like, you know, get them in the pool?
Yep, we can certainly try. Yeah, I guess we could. You take the feet, I'll take the hands, I guess.
I don't know if that's the process here. He's gonna turn to the priests. Can we just do that? Can we chuck them in the divination?
The pool is really only for the high priest to use. I can go fetch her.
The quicker the better.
This looks like an emergency, so
Right.
whatever's quick.
They're both about to go before you see the high priest, an older human one with fire orange hair. Though you've seen her with it's like braided usually, but it looks like it's all kept down, untied, and she's just currently just walking out with like normal clothing and not like these ceremonial shit that she used to wear. Uh, she first walks out with like this look of annoyance that she's being called out at night, but then she sees the convulsing person on the ground and immediately just goes into business mode. Uh, you just see High Priest Lean Birch just immediately push through the priests that are currently tending to Zero and begins to just look at the eyes, looks up at the three of you. What happened?
Nightmare Cherub.
Zero, you take another... Oh, it's not bad. 13 points of psychic damage. Okay. You say Nightmare Cherub, and she looks at you and just goes, I'm not familiar with this.
Basically, cursed to have nightmares, might die from lack of sleep. Not good.
It's a curse, then.
From what I've read.
Okay. She begins to collect a holy symbol, this 9-pointed star around her neck, and she grips it so tight you can see it draws blood as she begins to mutter something under her breath. She pulls the holy symbol off her neck, just snapping the chain. It begins to just wave it in specific motions, these elegant, angular motions as she casts Remove Curse.
I have a question.
Yes.
The necklace that my mom gave me, is that doing anything weird or anything like that? Like it's not reacting to the demonic force in me or some shit like the holy water would?
In your current state, where you currently are, you have very little control over your body. But you look down, you don't even see the necklace around you. But as she casts Remove Curse, Zero, you just shoot awake. as you look over and you see your companions just looking at you. You're surrounded by priests, and you see this very casual-looking Lillian Birch just staring at you.
What just happened was not normal.
I think I just stay seated on the floor for a second to just regain my bearings, and I'll just look up at her and just say thank you.
You said you were your friends said you were bitten by a nightmare cherub.
Yeah. Seems that way.
She looks to the bald priest that you first talked to and just goes, William, go to the Hall of Knowledge, find anything you can about this nightmare cherub.
Oh, I can actually get you the exact book that I was reading from.
Right, do so, please.
Yeah, I'll go accompany them then.
She sort of stands up and just looks at the flames, looks at the symbol at the middle of the holy water pool. There are a few curses that I don't know about, and being ignorant of one is not comforting.
I'll also go to the Hall of Knowledge.
Okay. All right, so Riley, the elves, go to Hall of Knowledge. Jenna and Zero, you are left alone, mostly. In the Hall of Light. Anything you'd like to do?
I'm just recovering on the floor.
Yeah.
Like my head between my knees.
Yeah,
I'm like holding back Zero's hair, wet towel on the forehead.
Yeah, there's a pool of water to wet a towel in. Yeah, of the holy variety. Yeah, Jenna, as you're just dabbing, I guess it's hard to tell actually. Yeah, you're taking care of Zero. At this point, the priests are getting just various like snacks, like food and water and stuff for you, just like anything to help you recover at this point, Zero, as you're sort of just sitting there. This weird nagging feeling in your brain. It's gone in the sense that it's unnatural, but you're still left with the memories of your dream. They were playing the fall. Yeah. Right. As Lillian Birch sort of stands up, she just goes, well, I normally charge for this sort of thing, but it seems not important currently.
How much do you charge?
That's the end of the day. Our high level spell slots. 100 gold.
Okay, I'll give her 300.
Yeah, you give her 300 gold. It is a sizable amount of money as you just pull out of your pocket. She sort of takes it, looks at you, looks at you, Jenna, and just sort of squints a little bit.
I'll give it to her with mage hand too. I'm not gonna get up off the floor. I'm on the floor. I'm just gonna hand it to her with mage.
So this gold just floats towards her as she just cradles it. As she sort of looks at you, Jenna, and just goes, "You look familiar."
Who is this?
This is
High Priest Birch.
Evandra's former lover.
Yes.
Taboo thing.
Oh. This goes, I'll say there's a lot of people that look like me. I don't want to get into this.
Make a persuasion or deception check.
I don't want her to get distracted.
Oh yeah, I guess last time you were here, you were a cat.
Okay. Yeah, as you sort of say that, she sort of just squints. Right. Well, you're welcome to stay here as long as you're recovering. I'll be in the back if you need me again. If anything comes up, call one of the priests.
As she's leaving, I'm just gonna just say, tell Avandra we said what up.
Jana will
He
just
just
blush.
stops at the doorway and he sort of looks at you with a very unamused face, like not like annoyance, but like eyeing you up of like what your intentions are. And she sort of just doesn't say anything and just turns back to the and goes back into the back, just out of sight. The only place with shadows is these doorways. And you're sort of sitting there. The elves. Uh, yeah, you are currently running through the hall to the Hall of Knowledge with this priest in tow. Um, yeah, make it there. You find High Priest Bormoldlight, this halfling man, light brown hair tied up in a man bun, and a sweet soul patch.
Whoa.
Whoa! He sort of looks at you, Riley. It's like, whoa, back so soon already?
Yeah, I actually need that same tome I was looking at earlier. The Hall of Light has much need.
Well, if Bert's asking for it, well, I can't argue with her. She scares the hell out of me. So, let me find that for you. As he begins to just get up and begins to just sift through the same area you were in, and just finds it. It looks like it's put it in the exact same spot that you found it, more or less. He just hands it to you, Riley. There you go, untouched since as of what 2 hours ago.
I should hope so. If the pages were missing, that would be a great calamity.
Oh well, I put it back myself. No one's come in or out since.
Oh, that's a shame.
That we know of.
Now you know. You don't know what Bormold Light's doing in his spare time.
Should I be concerned?
No. Chris, are you looking for anything particular, or you just wanted to come to Hall of Knowledge?
I am actually looking for something in particular. I'll ask him, do you have anything on particularly the nature of curses? Or specifically demonic curses? And then another thing is historical cults, particularly on cults that worship demons or gods of evil.
Well, one of them I think your friend's holding. I can try to look for anything regarding curses specifically. And
Yeah,
cults.
Chris, if you want to read this later, you can do that. We'll be back with this.
Yeah, I'll look for other books if possible.
Okay. Make an investigation check with advantage. And actually, I forgot this. Jenna and Zero also make perception checks. Okay. Yeah, Chris. Even with help from Bormold Light, you find a couple books on origins of various curses. Not all of them are demonic, though. Some of them are fey in nature. Some of them are fiendish in nature. Most of them are fiendish in nature, actually. A lot of them talk about like tiefling curses and stuff, and like how it's passed down from bloodline to bloodline. Others talk about like fey trickery that just continues on forever, more or less. Of just like 1 in every 10 child is like born with like green skin for no reason. A lot of that. Demonic curses, there exists some. Like some that will just like slowly rot your flesh over time, but they seem more like tangible in curses. You don't find anything regarding the curse of the walking nightmare necessarily.
Okay.
Cults, there's a number of demon worshipping cults. The ones you find seemingly have all been eradicated at some point or another. A lot of them are very old. It said there's still some sects somewhere in Assant that may worship these things, but again, those are mostly fiendish. Demon worship is a little more complicated. Demons aren't very great for talking with. Uh, they're very chaotic and very unpredictable. So worshiping one, you'd have to really just dedicate your life to do it, and it wouldn't be like a transactional thing. It'd be like you do what I want, or give me your flesh. It's not a pretty endeavor. So
Well,
the demon cults you find don't typically last long, whether because they destroyed themselves or something hunted them down.
is it possible to look for maybe cults on devils or something like that, or specific devils?
You can try.
Yeah, maybe I'll try that.
Okay, make another investigation check. Okay. Just specific devil cults is what you're looking for, or any other particular information regarding that?
Maybe notable devils or accounts with devils too, if possible. Like maybe stories of them.
Okay. Yeah. Devil cults are a bit more common. Because they tend to be more talkative and negotiation based in nature. A lot of stories you read stem from Sant generally, or somewhere around Sant, like the west of Rias and stuff. But there's stories you find all over the place. It's hard to find specific names of big the big names of devils, the ones that lead the whole thing. You gather there's a hierarchy, that there's 9 hells, and each hell layer is one innumerably large and 2 ruled by a single arch devil. It's going to call it a devil lord. One cult you do find a little bit more of. The cult tends to favor purity, and they believe the glow of the moon is the purest light you can possibly imagine. And there appears to be a devil lord that has taken to the moon as a symbol in some way. You read the name,
Interesting.
the Prince of Night. Yeah, that's what their organizational structure is like. Hard to tell, but there are seemingly a number of instances of this sort of cult just favoring this very like pure coloration, these very just neutral white coloration robes just around for hundreds of years. They've been spotted, they've been captured, and they all don't say anything and have died of one way or another. And there's no resolve to that cult either.
As the Prince of Night, have we heard that before?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe I'll bring that back to the group when we reconvene.
Yeah, as you're reading through that, Jenna, as you're just keeping track of Zero, making sure that they're okay. Zero, the images of the nightmare still subsist, but you seem to be okay. You can still see around you. As Jenna, you just before that High Priest Birch turns to leave after Zero's final quip. She's dressed fairly loosely, fairly casually, not in that just very ceremonial chainmail armor she wore before. Um, there's a bit more skin showing generally, not like fucking revealing, but like it's just very casual dress. You notice on the back of her neck, uh, there's some sort of like black bruise, just like between the shoulder blades, just under the neck.
I'm gonna call it out and be like, "What's that?"
Yeah, as she turns to leave and he comes back. What's what?
The thing on the back of your neck looks like a bruise.
She sort of touches the back of her neck and just doesn't feel anything. What are you talking about?
Do you not know that that's there? Can I like get a look at it? Like, is it still there?
Yeah, she sort of just turns around. You can see it's still there.
Is there like a small mirror somewhere? Try and like do that setup.
Uh, yeah, eventually, yeah, you can grab some priests. There's like some small hand mirrors that you can find somewhere in the back. Uh, Zero, as you're sort of watching all this, uh, the mirror's getting set up, Jana pointing it out. High Priest Birch is just confused, and at this point, kind of done with the day. Uh, that mark looks kind of familiar.
What does it remind me of?
The mark you had after you got bit.
God damn it, piece of fucking shit. Can I... Can I use my, my dagger to make an Arcana check?
Okay. Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Let me see. What can I use it for again? Arcana, history. I'm gonna try to, I guess, see if I can find anything else out that maybe Riley hasn't already found out about this curse.
Okay.
Especially regarding if it's transmittable or something.
Yeah, make this would be more Arcana check if you want to find like the nature of it.
Okay. It's a 19.
Yeah, with advantage. Okay, it's not horrible. This, as just thumbing through a much larger library than what in modern day has. Uh, Even though Hall of Knowledge has a lot of information, you have older knowledge. The Curse of the Walking Nightmare isn't even in the library that you have access to. It's still not one that's super well known. This curse is seemingly fairly rare, and it doesn't seem to travel beyond the bounds of like a single village or a town for any period of time usually. One thing you find information regarding the cause of it, nightmare cherubs, which you've known already. One common theme between all the victims that you can read about in the library, much older victims than have been recorded than Hall of Knowledge have found, is that a lot of them report seeing a creature very similar to the one you saw as well. And you see notes from Alina herself, just keeping track of it even, and looking through it. She's not sure whether this curse and this creature that shows up is like a type of creature, or if it's just one creature that haunts a person like forever. Like it's not unknown whether it's like a species or if it's just one creature and that is unique. It also reports that people that have tried to remove the curse and weren't strong enough, they became the next victims.
Riley, do you have remove curse? I guess I'm this out of character because you're not here.
Greater Restoration, which I believe is weaker than Dispel Curse.
Remove curse is a third level spell, I believe.
Never mind. Greater Restoration is stronger than that.
Damn it! Maybe we should have tried that. I'm sorry.
We still can.
I just figured they'd probably have something to do the job. I didn't know if. Yeah, if we have more power, then maybe we can try to do something for her. Because I feel awful leaving it with her.
Well, if Riley isn't strong enough, he's next.
How close is she to the pool?
She's probably like 10 feet or so away from it. Just standing by it. She's like near the
Oh,
doorway.
Are we back there yet, or
At this point, you would have. Well, maybe not you because you're still reading.
yeah?
Riley and the priest would have gotten back at this point. Yes.
I
You get
think-
back, you just see High Priest Birch just like looking at a mirror and like Jana just like angling it.
This is when I guess I'll pull Riley aside and whisper to him what I think is happening.
Right.
Would that be corroborated in the stuff I've read?
But about the creature,
About the curse and what happens?
you didn't read anything about the curse being transmittable.
No, I mean like just the mark on the back of the neck.
Yes, in both cases between both your researchers, a mark is usually visible somewhere. Not always on the back of the neck, but somewhere. Sometimes it's not even noticed.
Is one on 0 right now?
Hard to tell. It's Zero's disguised self, so even if there was, you wouldn't be able to see.
We're gonna have to check you later.
I mean, we can do it right now. I can just drop this guy's self. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Just so we can get everything done right now.
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
I'll drop this guy's self.
Okay, you grab disguised self. Zero, not Zero. Riley, you look. Mark's not visible.
Mark not visible.
No, there's a wound, but it's not like a black wound anymore. It looks like just punctures.
All right. Looks like it's gone.
How much gold does it cost for the diamond dust that you need?
100 GP worth. I've got 200.
Okay, here's another 100. I not the dust. I just here's 100 gold because it's my fault. We have to use it again.
Well, let's hope that this works then. So wait, hold on. Zero regaled that it's transmittable, right?
It might be. I don't think I have a yes or no answer. I think that was the running theory is that I found is that if somebody tries to remove it and they're not strong enough, they become the next victim.
I don't know if I'm stronger than a high priest. That kind of seems like, the pinnacle of power for removing curses.
Well, if anything, we'll just have to find somebody else to remove it. We can't leave it here with her. I'm sorry to pass it to you, but we can't leave it here with her.
At least I know what I'm in for.
Yeah, because this will take her out in like 2 days. How old is she? She's like a human woman.
She's human. She's older in her years, like 50, 60.
Yeah. This will take her out.
She's had a good run. It's fine.
All right, I'll approach High Priest Birch and I'll be like, so, few things. Here's that tome you ordered. This is a rather devious one. And second, can I try something?
What are you gonna try?
I'm gonna try and remove that curse from you.
I've been cursed now.
From the looks of it.
Make it quick.
Right, I'm gonna throw the dust in her face and cast Greater Restoration.
Do it in her
I forgot how casual your greater restoration is. Just like pocket sand.
Pretty much.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Yeah, okay, hold on. Let me just get rid of that stuff first. Wisdom saving throw. Oh, you hate to see that.
Okay. You cast the spell, and it takes. And Jana, you can see with your very eyes, the mark disappears. Like, it looks like ink that's just, like, slowly fading. Like, just shrinking in size until it's just not visible. And it's just smooth skin again.
Alright, and I can see that as well, right?
Yeah.
Great, cool. Somebody please check me now.
I check Riley for ticks.
Okay.
while Janet does that, I think just because Zero's not occupied anymore, I wanted to start looking around the room and the doorway and just kind of keep my eye out for Pure Soul Dogma. Because I know they frequent these areas of the Hollow 10.
Okay. You make a perception check.
Both of us?
Just you. You're keeping an eye for Pure Soul.
Have I arrived at this point?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
Yeah, as Chris comes in.
You
head
see something
full
more
of knowledge.
horrifying than pure soul.
Yeah.
Flames burning behind me.
Yeah, you look at the Hall of Knowledge, it's just this cindering crisp of a library now.
Sounds of children and women screaming.
Yeah. Yeah, but Chris has arrived. Yeah, Jana, as you're looking for ticks, I don't think Riley's like super like heavily clothed. There's a scarf, but you guys
Yeah,
like,
I can
peeling
just,
away.
yeah, I can take the
Um,
scarf off.
Yeah, between the shoulder blades, around the back of the neck, a black mark.
There is one.
Oh, lovely. I wasn't strong enough.
We
What
can,
happened?
Cover up when we do these things.
Basically, I'm cursed now.
How did that happen?
Evidently, this nightmare cherub curse is transmittable. The person who breaks the spell, if they're not strong enough, they're next.
So you went and did it on Zero?
No. High Priest Birch fixed Zero, and then I fixed High Priest Birch, and now I'm fucked.
It's like it follows.
Oh,
Yeah, it is like it.
That was one of the inspirations.
I love it.
I hate that movie. Not because it's bad. It's a good movie, and that's why I hate it.
I fear
was
that
filmed
this
in Detroit,
curse.
baby.
It's scary.
I fear that this curse, from at least the knowledge that you've given, and the rarity of it, it seems to be very, very dangerous and very powerful.
Oh, it's potent, alright.
I think the only way we might be able to get rid of it is, I guess, the power of a god.
So what, you want to summon Lean here? Lean? Lan?
Len.
Well, it would get us questions about the purpose of the 10. But it could also help. I also read some interesting stuff, particularly on devils and demons and cults. There is a cult that kind of worships our devil. Oh, what was it again? It was the devil, or was the
It was
cult
a devil.
Okay.
It was a cult that was worshiping a devil that has taken the moon as a symbol.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so a cult worshipped a devil called the Night Prince, who took the symbol as the moon. And I found that interesting because I remember what Deirdre said, that
About the moon,
was
right.
not always there. So
It's
perhaps
interesting. Go ahead.
I don't know if this is related, because I'm not sure what research you did on the curse.
All
on
in that tome.
On how far back it goes, but maybe it goes to that point in time.
It's weird that you say that. I think that conversation I had with my dad, he told me the cult that he reached out to in Sant, they worshipped the Prince of Night. A group of white tieflings, he said.
white.
Yeah.
Well, given what we know about tieflings, things are starting to make a little bit more sense.
Well, white. Well, a lot of the things I read about was there's a lot of curses in Sant, or worshiping devils or demons and that sort of thing. But what stood out about the cult was that they were usually white in white robes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were in white robes. So that what your father kind of talked about aligns with what I read.
Riley will turn to Zero. Your father? What?
Yeah. So what you're
Because
saying
Riley
is this is
doesn't know
his
what the
fault
fuck
too.
happened.
What you're saying is this is his fault too. Let's go back. Let's go back to life.
Well, I now I'm curious because
Can we focus on getting Musk curse off me first? You know, I kind of die soon if we don't.
I mean, can you cast Greater Restoration on yourself? Nobody else can really do it for you.
But I'm already not strong enough. You know what? Fuck it.
I mean, it was out of character. It might be dependent on a roll. We don't know.
Here,
Yeah, well, it is actually. It seems to be
It
since
might-
wisdom saves.
do a
might be
cannonball in the
Worth
pool.
trying again. Why does
I
everyone
can't-
want to get somebody to get in the pool?
Well, it worked the last time, didn't it? Once. It worked once. It's got a 50% approval rating. In that case, I'm gonna turn to High Priest Birch and say, am I authorized to do that?
Anytime you're talking, she's come out in like full ceremonial regalia at this point. And she just looks at you, Riley, and just goes, "Get in the pool."
Oh, gladly. He'll hop in.
Okay. You hop in, and nothing happens. You don't singe like Zero does. It is warm. It is weirdly warm, actually. There's no like heating or anything. It's not like particularly hot outside, but it is this. It's like just below like a hot tub warmth. Um, as you get in, and it is you just sort of sit there. At this point, a number of other priests and just like low-ranking members of the Hall of Light have gathered around you at this point, and have all their holy symbols clutching. Uh, High Priest Birch climbs up on top of the pedestal, slightly elevated above everyone, and the symbol of Len, 9-pointed star, sort of like emblazons her body, just like in the background. It just printed on the walls and just looks like she's like the origin of the sun from your angle, Riley. Yeah, as you sit there, you sort of just chill for a little bit, really. You don't feel anything particularly different happening as they all begin to chant, as the rest of you and Riley begin to see the holy water pool begin to slightly glow. Should we roll one more time?
Me?
Oh, me.
Oh.
I will make it public, actually. It will be a, what's wisdom? It'll be +5 to this one.
So 23?
Okay. Yeah. Over the next 10 minutes, now the High Priest Birch knows somewhat of what this curse can do. She is taking her time. Rather, you're just sitting there. It's very pleasant pool. As it's almost this like ping-ponging chant. Like one priest says a couple words, and then it follows. And then it follows another priest to continue it on. And it's like this sentence that continues between 3 people, between Birch and 2 other low-ranking priests of the Hall of Light. over the next 10 minutes, this divine sentence being strung along the pool, glowing. You feel this slight singeing on the back of your neck, Riley. It burns just enough to be uncomfortable. As the rest of you watch, you can see that black mark on Riley's neck is burning away, not shrinking in size or fading away. It is burning, and it leaves this sort of like sunburned mark on the back of Riley's neck. The ritual concludes. The light dims. Riley, make a perception check.
Sure.
Okay. As you sort of feel that singeing on the back of your neck go away, and relief eventually finds you. You just don't feel anything. You're still sitting there, you're still fully conscious. You look up and you see this very god-looking creature, very similar to what Zero showed you, just on all fours, like pressed up against the glass on the ceiling, just looking at you. It is bright in this room, and you can make out full details at this point. It doesn't have a face. I don't want to show you why not.
Why not?
There you are.
Neat.
Ew.
Its spindly fingers, legs spread, just pressed up, laying flat against the glass, and it is currently looking at you without a face. Wings sort of just slowly flapping. You sort of look at it for a couple seconds, and you blink and it's gone.
What a shame. I could have taken him. Did anybody else see that?
See what?
He'll motion to the ceiling. Weird slender thingy.
It's a slender man, if you will.
I don't think that was a man. It was more demon-like, really. Kind of horrifying. Didn't have a face.
I might be able to make that happen.
If it is dark and slender, would you almost call it perhaps a Slim Shady? No, Josie. Josie, that was
XP anybody? XP?
Josie. that-
I laughed.
Josie.
So,
with the pity laughs. Thank you, Josie.
So, I'm just going to assume nobody else saw that. Zero, you didn't see that?
See what?
Oh, dear God. How's the back of my neck looking?
Oh, dear God, he said. Are you asking me?
Sorry, I have to retcon. Dear Gwina.
Who are you asking about your neck?
Anyone. What's it looking like?
Like a sunburn.
Did,
Looks
Birch say
red.
that?
Hmm?
So not black is what we're getting. And what about the priests? We should check them as well.
I actually might want to check me
Well,
because
fine. Check
there
everyone.
was a weird feeling when Zero went down.
Let's just check everyone and make sure, yeah?
Let's do a conga
Lice
line.
line, yeah.
Lice line.
Yeah. Everyone gets their moms, and like they all like sit the kids down and start picking through your hair. Yeah, over the next couple minutes, considering the priests are definitely affected by what they first saw when Zero came in here and started convulsing. They are a little bit. They're a little bit like weirded out now that you're like a different looking person. Zero, but like yeah, over the course of minutes, you all check the back of your necks. Don't see any marks.
And I saw the Slender Man looking thing after the singe, right? Not
Yeah.
during.
After.
After. Hmm. Well, I fear it still lingers. I saw its visage after it was expelled from me, so there might be something more to this curse that we don't know about.
I find it interesting that um like the night cherub and all those things, those demon creatures were in Lipat, which are under the control of the Rexes.
You're gonna say that in the Hall of the Ten?
Sure.
So what? You think the Rexans are actually demons then?
Not more so demons, but maybe demon or devil worshippers.
Do you guys think it's just a coincidence that there's a literal hole to hell in Thane?
Was there, hold on, a hole to hell?
It was a portal or something that those
Oh,
creatures were coming
true.
out of. Those
That's
weird little
right, I remember
fucking-
that.
Well, there is the key to the moon, isn't there?
What are you talking about?
Right? The island is the key.
Is
The
what the
one-
pole man said, yes.
The island with Missouri Noblos in it.
I think that's the
Obviously.
island that they're on.
The one that keeps phasing in and out of existence?
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I don't think this has anything to do with Novos.
Yeah, I was thinking more like the fact that they have. I mean, obviously, like I think some creatures from, the fucking whatever, uh, plane that is, that the demon creatures, whatever. Because there's like demons and devils and like archdevils. I don't know the difference really, but um, if some of them are able to physically manifest here, at least in Thane, I just think it's interesting that we already have verified that there is some sort of portal somewhere in Thane where those creatures are coming through.
This is hurting me brain a bit.
What did we learn about that portal there, Simon? Like, I know we didn't like formally learn anything, but what did the Yetis tell us that it's just always been there?
I think we
They've-
learned both-
the Yetis treat it more as like a natural formation than anything. They just keep a wide berth from it mostly. And they just kind of exist. And then these holes that just descend.
I remember we saw a mural in Tetscat, the museum. It had like creatures and that sort of thing. Weird creatures coming out from the ground or something.
Does Riley remember that? Because he was looking at that as well.
Yes, I believe that was in the museum where you fucking stole that hammer.
Yeah.
It was in regards to like the museum curator said that was like part of like dwarven history, whereas like when they first went into the undergrounds, like the underdark, like there was just weird creatures there that they
But yeah, there
wanted
were
to slaughter.
there were elementals in the Underdark as well, right? Because like the gnomes had them as like pets. They eat rocks or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot of the weird things in the underdark. So
Did those look more like the demons that we saw, or more like the elementals?
they looked more like hybrids of animals, if anything,
Oh,
like
Hmm.
flying boars and like bats with like horses with heads. Like they're weird, like ape creatures that probably don't have names. And according to the museum curator, more or less, they're all dead.
well, that's not right because they were underground and fine. Unless we're talking about the ones in Thane. I'm talking about, do the ones in Thane look like the ones in the Underdark? Which look like the ones in the mural.
You found like elementals and stuff in the Underdark. You found some corrupted beings down there. The what you didn't encounter anything in the murals either in Thane or in Tetscat,
Okay. So they were not similar.
potentially.
There was a connection between Underdark and Thane. That's where Janna got her orb.
That's true. I'm curious, have we learned what the like the terrain used to be like before Thane became like this Iceland?
I think Zal said it was more or less like temperate, like more akin to like the mainland, if anything. According to Zal, he's been around for a while. Yeah. And after checking the back of everyone's necks, uh, yeah, High Priest Birch, who was in the process of just like going to sleep, is like fully alert and awake now, and she's just pouring through that tome, that book that you got from the Hall of Knowledge, Riley.
Mm.
I would like to do something.
What would you like to do?
I'll wait until I guess she goes back to bed for the night if she does in front of us. Or is she just kind of hanging out with the book right now?
She's currently up on the pedestal, just like reading, reading it currently. You can wait for her if you want to.
Yeah, I still have to thank her.
What are the rules with detect thoughts? Like only if I probe deeper, that's when they have to like roll.
Yeah, that's
in.
when they notice.
Okay. I'll wait till we leave or till she leaves. I'll just gonna try something.
Okay. So while you're waiting, anyone else want to do anything?
Nope, just
I-
make sure everyone's okay.
Can I go into the pool?
Okay. You just walk into the pool.
Yeah.
Okay. The moment you go for the pull, you dip like 2 feet in. Like the priests are still there that were part of the ritual. They're just like sort of no, and they pull you out. It's sort of reserved for bigger rituals.
But I am a bigger ritual.
I mean,
Are you possessed, or maybe any of the above?
Maybe.
Although no, you can't get in. Better than maybes, please.
Chris, is this any way to thank them?
Um. I'm not sure.
Well, then allow me to clarify. The answer is no. I'll actually go to the priests who are not busy and be like, so, do you guys like usually charge for this, or?
One of them goes, "Well, usually, yeah.
Right, what's the rate?
It depends. It's not usually a bigger ritual like this. Smaller spells, yes, but uh, bigger ones is rare."
So, do you have an answer, or should I just, I don't know, ballpark estimate?
He sort of looks towards the high priest. High priest just looks back, just goes, "Frankly, information on a new curse is enough."
Right, okay.
Could I actually ask the priests that went into the back rooms if they felt anything weird when they went back there.
Yeah, the ones that were like tending the flames, you can go fetch them. Seemingly not. Sort of came back out to like a dim room and a convulsing zero. Uh, Hyper's Birch sort of looks at you, Zero. Where did you get bit? Like location wise.
My neck.
But where were you?
Oh, you mean geographic location? Thane.
Why were you up in Thane?
I shrug.
Not an answer. Why were you up in Thane?
I know, pick me.
I'm gonna squint and just kind of smile and be like, "Where's Savandra at? Where can I find her?" And then I'm gonna cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. You cast Detect Thoughts. The immediate thoughts are like she is in several layers of stress currently. One being she did like a large ritual. Two, she's being harried by a bunch of people that she doesn't really know all that well. Like she recognizes you from like a while ago, but like you don't have like a buddy relationship or anything.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the surface emotion you
This
get. It's just stress.
this birch is related to the Cassidy birch we saved, right?
Jorah and Cassie Birch.
Yes.
Okay, she is related. Then Riley will be like, we still have the former prisoners. We have Brynwald and Luna with us, right?
You do, yes.
Yeah. Well, if there's any doubt about our intentions and what we're doing in such a suspicious place, perhaps you would like to ask these two, and also ask Cassidy Birch what her experiences have been, because you'll find they are similar.
Yeah, he sort of stops reading and just looks up at you. I see. How long are you in town?
As long as we'll be not persecuted for being here. Though we do have things to do.
We were gonna go to Silnia. And then back up to Thane.
I do not know you. Not well. I thank you for rescuing my niece. And if you were up in Thane doing the same for these people, then even if your intentions are good, I must do my duties. But as thanks, you have 2 days before I call the guards. Finish your business. 48 hours.
Yeah, that's probably more than enough.
Wait, so did she have no reaction when I said Avandra, like at all?
Not visibly.
Right.
And the immediate reaction from Detect Thoughts is more about being needled with a bunch of questions immediately after like a large ritual. Anything else you'd like to accomplish while in the Hall of Ten, Hall of Light?
I'm gonna go fishing.
Okay.
I want to peek into the back rooms.
Okay. Yeah, like you're not a permitted entry technically, but like you can look in. They're not covered by much other than like a yellow curtain. Uh, it just looks like kind of just like storage areas from what you can see, and just like some like cots, very simple cots. Like it's like a like a break room with beds, if anything.
I'll just leave it be for now.
For now, nice. Right. Zero, Jen ain't doing anything.
Here, no. I'm probably just gonna keep an eye out for Pure Soul Dogma until everyone's ready to leave.
Okay. All right. Yeah, Riley, you go to the Hall of Waves. Some time has passed. Uh, you don't see Ungvar anywhere.
Yeah,
It
I
is
had a feeling.
actually, it's actually
It's late.
it is very late. You actually
Yeah.
haven't really gone to the Hall of Ten or the Hall of Waves this late before. And while there's no moon, uh, there is this sort of glowing crystal at the in the center of this large lake. There is like a landmass, and there is a statue of a it's like a trident embedded in stone. It's fairly large. It's not like an actual trident. Uh, at the top of it is this pulsing. Let me turn the music on my mirror for now. Uh, this sort of pulsing light blue glow, and it sort of rotates in ways that it kind of is reminiscent of a lighthouse. And there's no torches necessarily, but that light is bright enough to provide you this semblance of almost like emulating moonlight in some way. And you are currently the only person here.
Well, I'll be like, "Hi, Ebel. Sorry to intrude. I'm going to do what I always do, and I'm
Okay.
just gonna fish."
All right, make a fishing check. Yeah. How many fish would you like to catch?
How many do I have at present? I'll go for another 12.
Okay. Yeah, as you go fishing for the next 10 minutes, 30 minutes or so, it seems like every time you cast your rod out, a fish bites. Something bites immediately. Um, and like, seemingly every time something bites, you uh, hook a fish, and you just put it in your bag. There's just something about that light that's sort of drawing your attention every time you pull a fish. It's really comforting in some way.
You know what? I'm gonna go over there.
Sure. Uh, yeah, you sort of swim over there. It is more or less not a barren island. It is grassed. There's a few trees. There's a small little uh, stone and paved way there. Um, and you see this large statue of this trident in a stone, and there is a plaque on the front of that rock.
I'm
Uh,
definitely reading it.
okay. It's not a huge plaque, actually. Uh, it is a small plaque. There's not a whole lot of words on it either. Uh, it's just a plaque. Uh, it's kind of patinaed with all the moisture around in the air. Just this green, very just like Statue of Liberty style of shading. It just says, "May the seas be kind to you."
Knowing what I know about, like, what was it called? Ebel's Gate? Not Ebel's Gate. Ebel's Storm? Ebel's, what was it called?
Dale rules?
The no, it was the Ebel equivalent of Dale Rules Gate. What was that thing called again?
Let me find it. Apple's Wrath.
Ebel's Wrath, right, okay. Well, this is rather ironic, isn't it? And also quite fitting. One who was tossed and turned by the sea. Here to read these words. Very funny, very poetic. Uh, Yeah, I'll just go back and sit down by the shore, I guess.
It's a very peaceful swim back. And you look back up to that trident with that pulsing blue, uh, almost like a rotating light. There's some semblance of comfort to be around water and just like, even though you may not believe necessarily in like the ten or Evil, there is something weirdly comforting here.
Is Tempest Retort reacting to anything?
No.
No? Okay. I'll swim around and see if it does.
Or swim around. You can see all the fish that you're catching. Some of them are bigger, some of them are smaller. You watch life cycles of fish eating smaller fish. You swim around for a couple minutes. Temperature doesn't react, but it is a nice peaceful swim.
Alright. Back up then.
All right.
He'll just wait there. For a bit anyway. Everyone knows where he is, so he'll just wait in there until they're ready to go.
All right. Any final things you'd like to accomplish, anyone in the Hall of 10 while you're here?
I think that's all.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right. As the one still staying in the Hall of Light, you can see over the next couple minutes, next 30 minutes, while Riley is fishing or so, Hyperperson has not moved from that spot on the pedestal and is currently just pouring through every single word on that book. It's fairly thick, too. It's like a whole book on just demonology, more or less.
I actually might ask if I can use the book afterwards.
Make a persuasion check. Sort of looks at you for a little bit. I think I deal with more curses and darker forces than you do on a regular basis. No.
Well, it might be useful to know about it if it still has lingering effects afterwards.
If you're still within town, next 48 hours, maybe I'll have returned it by then. Then you can pick it up. Until then, I need to do as much research as I can.
Can I at least get the name of the book and see if there's any copies elsewhere? Name and author.
He sort of just sighs and closes the book, just keeping one hand to keep the page. Physiological Guide on Demonology by Gellius Fillmore.
Okay. I'll leave you to it then.
As yeah, she doesn't even say anything, just goes back to reading the book. As you're getting ready to leave, the ones in the Hall of Ten still, you just see a older human, wiry hair, dressed in like this very like just like loose flowing nightgown, missing an arm. She sort of just leans out and just looks at High Priest Birch and just goes, "Why aren't you in bed yet?" High Priest Birch goes, "Not now. I'm working." You can work in the morning. Bed's warm. Come on. And she just disappears back into the back room. And as you all gather your stuff, a hard time limit in the city set by High Priest Birch. Yeah, and you eventually find Riley just sitting, toes in the dirt, in the Hall of Waves. Where'd you like to go now?
What is Answin and the hostages been doing this whole time?
Why don't you just follow you guys? They're following the crowd, so just like when Riley goes out to the Hall of Waves, no one really follows him. But sort of just the two prisoners were like looking in just awe at all this magical shit, and Anthony's just like, yeah, I'm over it.
Love it.
So, Silnia next.
Yeah, I'm down.
Just, I guess we gotta keep an eye on any demon-like phenomena.
Well, good thing we've got 2 elves. Night Watch won't be a problem.
Right, so you're heading back to the Dragon then.
I don't see any other reason to stay in town aside from Chris wanting that book, but Riley can just tell him what he read.
What time is it right now?
It is close to midnight-ish, like 11:30 or so.
Okay.
Okay, as you are making your way back out, the streets, the only sounds on the streets at this point are just the sounds of just some festivities in nearby taverns and inns and stuff. Otherwise, the streets are fairly quiet. Are you making your way back stealthily or just walking through?
May as well stealth.
Pass without a trace is cast.
Okay. Everyone make a stealth check. Okay.
Oh no.
I'm singing.
Just like so even with like the shadowy magic, you just hear like a caramel dancing being hummed along in the darkness.
Going out of his way to make noise.
I'm singing I'm running up that hill. And that I made a deal with God.
God said he'd teach me karate.
So we all agree we don't know him, right?
Who?
You beat me by a second. When we're walking, I want to hang back at the back of the group just to keep an eye on the hostages while we're walking.
Okay. Oh, right. They need to make stealth checks too.
God damn it.
Okay. How many people does pass without trace affect?
Anyone in
Everyone
a
within a
30-foot
radius.
range.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I thought there might be like a
Yeah.
creature limit. All right, yeah, no, that's everyone then. Okay. All right.
And can I summon Azik and just have him kind of like fly with us, like just like a few dozen feet up above where we're walking, but just watching and looking around as we walk.
Sure. Make a perception check for Azek.
It's a 16.
Okay. Yeah. As you're just walking down the road, uh, you get to around where the walls and the gates are. They're open. They're not usually closed except in times of siege. Uh, and there are buildings around it as well. Um, you're still stealthing your way through. Uh, even when the guards are there, you're just waiting for like them to not pay attention before you're just slipping through. Uh, on the other side of the gate, in uh, the coin quarter district, just on the opposite side, Azek spots just a humanoid shape just on the other side, on a roof, just sitting down, looking at the gate.
Can I have him get in a little bit closer
You can do the stealth check.
for Azik?
Yeah.
Oh, let me see what his dex modifier is. Hold on. I think he's an owl right now. That is a 10. It sucks.
Okay. Yeah, as it sort of flies down, the humanoid figure spots Azek, and as it looks up, you can see a very feline lioness face, just kind of like scarred up slightly, just black leather, just sitting on a roof and just looking up at Azek. Definitely spotted Azek. Not reaching for any weapons, just looking at Azek. You can see through Azek's eyes that, yeah, this is the same lioness lady that was hunting you for a while. She sort of just grabs some like bread she was eating and just tosses a couple breadcrumbs on the roof. Unaware that owls seemingly eat mice.
I'll have Azik keep his distance, and I'll just have him to continue to patrol the area to see if anyone else from their merry band of mercenaries is here.
Okay. Yeah, as after the bread toss, she begins just looking, staring at the gate. You guys already moved past the gate at this point, kind of using Azek as a distraction. She wasn't looking at the gate as you move past, and
Neat.
seemingly doesn't make any attempt to chase because she doesn't notice. Okay, moving through, Azek doesn't spot anyone else that looks familiar, not the like band of like heavily armored people, or not the dude in black armor. As you're slowly slipping your way uh, just through the streets. Taking some time, you do eventually manage to exit the city. Okay. Eventually find your way almost in near pitch black. You have dark vision, thankfully, but like there's no lights beyond the the city. You can see this shining beacon of just urban industry, and then beyond that, pitch darkness. Not unfamiliar to you, actually. Last time you did this was on Gabriel's Gate, when you're escaping the city. But you're doing it again, technically, in a second time.
I'm gonna miss that place.
Yeah, looks like we can never come back again.
Well, I don't know about never, but we need to get ourselves cleared first.
Okay. Eventually making your way back to Polaris, the prisoners and Answin just following in suit. You find that small clearing that you left him in. Still there. The doors are up, and he's just sort of keeping low, trying to make himself as small as possible. He's a giant dragon, so it's kind of hard. Yeah, but after an hour or so walking through pitch dark, you manage to find your way back.
Shall we take off and depart for Silnia?
Yep, if everyone's ready.
Yeah.
We're all ready?
Yep.
Okay, I'll teleport then.
Oh, we're not taking off. We're just teleporting. Okay.
That's one way to do it. Do you have anything from Selnia, or are you just doing it?
I'm just gonna do it.
We have
Okay.
the how long does it have to be since we got the item?
I think like it's just 6 months, but
I mean, we
Well,
haven't even been on an adventure 6 months yet, so
We
I mean,
got
I have-
the.
I mean, I have
that's
my-
6 months under the assumption that it's a 12-day calendar, like a 12-month calendar.
oh,
So
We
like
have
180
the-
days. So
We have the pocket watches.
oh, that's true. Yeah, probably hasn't been 180 days since then yet.
well,
I just want to do it though.
I
If
think
it-
it
if it-
actually may have been. I'll have to double check, but it may have been more than 180 days.
What?
Because you guys got to Solnay like near like the end of, like near like the middle of Bloom or so, I believe.
Oh, it's almost the end of harvest.
Yeah.
It'd probably be fine anyways, because if we took the watches as the little item to use to teleport there, we're gonna get teleported straight to like this market square.
Yeah, middle of town.
Yeah, that's true.
We could just travel.
Chris,
normal.
could you try teleporting to the swamp instead? We don't really want the
travel
dragon to
normally.
appear there unless we invisible. Do we go invisible? What do we do?
I
We can just fly there, just travel normal.
I like the idea of popping somewhere unknown.
Yeah, preferably not inside a mountain though.
You, Chris.
Um, I have my broken gun.
Which would teleport you into in the middle of a gunsmith store.
Yeah, I
mean,
guess
it would work.
I guess not there.
How many people can you teleport with just teleportation? Like whatever, not teleportation circle that'll take us to like the fucking dragon, but the other one that you use, just normal teleport, I guess. I don't remember
8.
which one's which. think we have
Um,
7 of us. Like, we could always tell Polaris, well, yeah, Polaris. We could tell him to start flying in that direction, and then we can just teleport our us party there, and he'll reach us eventually when we're in Solnia. Because if we teleport ourselves to any area of Silnia, we'll be fine. It's just a matter of teleporting a dragon to the city. That could cause problems. So I'm saying if we teleport just the party, Polaris can either just go up to the sky and just, you know, fucking fly in that direction, or just stay and stand by idly until we come back to him.
Well, we're not going to get anywhere by sitting here with decision paralysis.
I'm just gonna teleport,
Okay.
but
Where
not using
particularly?
anything.
Sure. Where are you specifically targeting? Like just Silnia or like the swamp or near an area near Silnia?
Uh, yeah, maybe I'll try and go where the jamming jam was, like that cave.
Okay, that was a couple days out of Silnia, but you can definitely make up time by flying. Uh, sure. Roll a d100. Okay. Yeah, you're fine. As you are in the middle of discussing and everything, options, Chris just casts teleport immediately as space folds, as you find your physical forms being crushed, not painfully, but then just little minuscule pinpricks as you just reappear and expand out into a swamp or a forest, I guess. Uh, around yeah, just around the entrance to this strange dungeon with the jam, where you once escorted a very particularly enthusiastic scholar, Gonagrax.
Can't forget, we fought the OG Slime Man.
You did.
Slime man.
He did not leave signatures on his texts.
All right. As you find yourself again crossing another country, we will take a break there. Magically teleporting yourself to the cave entrance to that original, the dungeon that you were once led to, hidden far into the cave behind a illusory wall, I believe. Yeah, you currently find yourself in sort of this humid swamp. Somewhere between a cross between a swamp and a forest. It is not quite like mucky just yet, but just a few where are you? There you go. A few short hours north, and you'll eventually hit that spot where you killed the Froghemoth. That almost spelled the doom of your entire party. Yeah, it'll be a short, like, hour, 2 hours to get to Silnia at your speed. Yeah, flying.
May as well, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I guess.
All right. How fast does Dragon go? I'm thinking about it. Oh yeah, no, you're fine. You're good. It would actually take like a day of travel or so
On the dragon?
on the dragon.
Oh, that's totally fine.
Yeah. All right. But it is like past midnight at this point, slightly. Yeah, but for now you have the dragon a day's fly to yourself for the night.
throw my fish. Do we have a fridge on the dragon, right?
Yes, it's like a cold room.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw my fish in there.
Okay.
That's it. That's all I wanted to do.
Any other actions for the night?
I guess just wait. Oh, I'll sleep first,
Okay.
and then when I wake up and do the 4 hours, I want to try and craft a magic bullet.
Right. We did talk about this. So, okay. Are you using the new crafting rules that I have?
Yeah, I think I will.
Okay. So you don't have any like chemical stuff on you, but don't technically need it. That being said, it will take like a little longer with that, but it would only cost 2 spell slots. It'll just take more time to do so. Uh, so actually, being a weird elf, you theoretically could just do it all in one day with the time limit I have. Yeah. Um, if you can shave off 12 total spell slots, you can make a magic bullet.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these are just any spell
Any
slots. It doesn't.
And as long as the total between them, like the levels add up to 12 or more, then you're fine. So you can do a 5th level spell slot, that'll be 5.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is using your spell slots and 8 hours of work or so.
Okay. So if I do level 4,
Yeah,
rid
if
of
you all your level 4 spell slots,
Yeah.
that'll do it. Yeah, so after sleeping and resting, all of you in some way or another, after figuring out the nature of this curse of the walking nightmare, the association has with sleep, or the lack thereof, there is a tenseness when you go to bed in some ways, especially you zero, as some part is a little hesitant to close your eyes, but sleep, peaceful sleep, does find all of you. Chris, you wake up a little bit earlier to begin work on magically crafting and imparting your essence of teleportation into a bullet. Would you like to describe the process, or would you like me to do it for you?
Um, I guess at first it will be, me just inspecting the bullet, considering on how I can imbue magical properties with it. And then me kind of considering how I teleport, and then trying to imbue those properties into the bullet. So I first attempt to do sort of rituals and write runes on the bullet.
Okay. I do have the rules, but I have not put them into a handout yet just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but I have them. I'll get them to you fairly soon, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, as mentioning, all of you one by one. Riley, you wake up as well, but you find Chris aboard Polaris just pondering over the single little ball of lead, just like devoting all attention and focus into this tiny little bullet that he fires. And every so often you just see the bullet spin into place, and then a tiny little light, just like fractions of a millimeter, thin little line starts just being like slowly scrawled into this tiny little bullet, as Chris is just like hunched over like a madman.
Riley's gonna read his mind.
Sure. What are the service thoughts of Chris?
I guess excitement, happy.
He seems pretty jazzed about this whole bullet thing.
He's gonna dismiss it as Chris being Chris.
Fair play. Yeah. At the end of 8 hours working on it, without actual physical components to help you, takes a while, but over the course of the day, yeah, you can get one magical bullet that when you fire, it will randomly teleport somebody. Oh boy.
What the fuck? That's an awesome ability.
Not very far, but it'll do it.
How does my chef ability work again? Because I don't think we'll need extra HP going in, but it'd be nice just to get those fish used.
I was gonna make them fairly soon, but other things took my time afterward.
Even with just the chef ability, I can still do stuff with that. So
I think you can make treats and like make people like a meal to like boost their health and stuff.
yeah. Prepare enough of this food for a number of creatures equal to 4 plus your proficiency bonus. What is my proficiency bonus? It's probably sky high because I'm a bard.
I believe it's 6 currently.
It is 6, so 10 creatures. That basically feeds everyone here. How many fish would you say feeds everyone here?
Like a whole meal for like some people, probably like 3 or so.
3 fish?
Mhm.
That's not bad. All right, I'm gonna wait till everybody's up, and then I'm gonna like cook.
The elves begin the morning. The gnome and the tiefling eventually wake up. The smells of cooking fish, something you are extremely familiar with, just being near the presence of Riley. And Zero, you find no nightmares, no bad dreams, no weird hunched creature over you. The sun rises, and you are in your bed. All right, what does the fish give?
In this specific instance, with 1 hour of work, when you finish a long rest, you can cook a number of treats equal to your proficiency bonus. So this one's different because the first one was the short rest, so I can only make 6. But that's fine. These special treats last 8 hours after being made. A creature can use a bonus action to eat one of those treats to gain temporary hit points equal to your proficiency bonus. So this is 6 temp HP whenever you want to spend it. And it's going to take 3 fish?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Scooby snacks. I imagine they're like fish-shaped crackers or something.
Yeah, I'll give it so the 4 Zodiacs plus Giorgio plus Answin.
Okay. All right, yeah, as you all wake up to this sounds and sense of a cooking meal and just little baggies of treats for all of you. Okay. Any other final actions for the morning, for the day, while in Polaris before you arrive in town?
No.
Okay.
We each get a bag of treats, or
Yes.
And within the next 8 hours, if you eat them, you get 6 temp HP.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay. In case you're gonna get shanked down. Perhaps. Could happen. Where's Polaris landing? I guess nearby, I suppose.
There isn't much for cover outside of the swamp, is there?
Not really. The area around Silnia is actually pretty flat.
He can fly above then.
Okay. It dumps you an hour or so of town before flying away and just up. It is raining. It's not a huge amount of rain, but it is just a steady stream. Uh, so there is a good amount of cloud cover for him to hide behind. Okay. Uh, right. As you begin to approach town, um, everyone make perception checks.
Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
That is a big number.
Okay.
Trying to sleep in.
You're still groggy-eyed a little bit.
My nat 0 was still better than Zero's roll.
Weirdly, unfortunately true. Janet just sleepy. Zero just is just like I think Zero needs
Dumb.
glasses. Legally blind.
Is it like you see it, but like you just don't register what's happening?
Could be both, yeah. Man, that train's coming to me really quickly. Yeah, you all enter the town. Not quite within the walled area yet. You're still in that like little area that's more akin to Abethus in flavor. It's still very technologically based. You used to see all these networks of pipes just coming in and out of houses, emitting out of the roofs, steam everywhere. Just the ambient humidity is already higher than it is in Abethus, and just even though there is a bit of a chill in the wind and in the air around while you're walking here, immediately dispelled in the presence of all this just released steam. Uh, Riley, you are more or less the only person to notice. There is, not visibly, but there is like a palpable different air around you. It's difficult to describe, but it's like it almost feels more tense.
Well, to be natural. I would suggest putting your guards up. It's very probable that news of our escapades has been brought this far.
Yeah. The
Sorry.
of course, you've seen the posters in about this back when it was fresh, and also then. Uh, like eventually the news of your escapades, as you put it, slowly winded down. Uh, as you're walking through the streets here, eventually, a lot of you notice this as well. Um, your face isn't like plastered all over the town, but there is fresh posters being put up like regularly. And Riley, you more or less the only one to notice there is a somewhat increased guard presence. The guards are all over the place generally, but like there is you see like patrols of like 2 or 3 people just walking through the streets, just looking, not particularly like intensely looking, but they're present.
Continue on casually.
Okay. Okay, just keeping your heads down, continuing on.
Yep. My goal is the gunfire lane.
Right, to repair your thing. Okay. Where are you headed actually now in Sylvia?
First things first, we should get Luna home.
Right. I was moving you to the city for some reason. Yeah, you the moment you enter the city, Luna's already giddy at the prospect of being home. Uh, she sort of runs up to you all. I live in the Scholars District near the Copper Barter.
Oh, you must be rich.
Well, I don't want to say no. My parents could probably pay you.
Let's go then.
Okay. As you're approaching, you're on the same track that you were when you first took the steam line here. You also recognize you passed by or you stopped right in front of this giant wall, uh, like nearly 100 feet tall, and you can see the cannons mounted at the top. Um, you also recognize there's kind of like a lot of security around here as well. Um, looking ahead, you can see there is a fairly large security checkpoint. Maybe like 10 guards, some of them armed with rifles. As your most direct way in, if you're trying to be stealthy about it, you can also try to walk in if you'd like to.
Do we care?
I'm just gonna walk in.
There's been a heavy guard presence on us this whole time. If they wanted to move, they could have ages ago.
I'm gonna go invisible.
Okay. Jana, what you doing?
Cat?
You can do cat.
Cat.
Cat. All right, so Jana and Zero take measures to not be spotted. Chris, rather, you're walking up.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, you just walk up. Sort of walking up along the platform of the train. There's a number of guards there that all sort of look at you. One or a pair walks up to meet you. Oh, as you sort of walk up, they are armed with guns. As you sort of walk up, he sort of just goes, "Sorry, just bit of procedure here. Business in town."
Yes.
Yes.
Well, few things. First of all, we are returning a
Lost child.
second.
Okay.
Would like to hit up either the Gatherers Guild or perhaps the university. I guess those are kind of the same thing. Some artifacts to check out. Or singular. Not really sure.
Yeah, as you're sort of saying that, Brunwald and Luna are sort of behind you, just following your lead mostly. Having not noticed Zero and Janet just disappearing more or less. You can see one of the guards up to the side. Riley, you notice this mostly. Is sort of looking at some posters and sort of looks up at you and looks down at the posters and then looks back up and then runs into this like security checkpoint building. The guard in front of you sort of goes, "Right, what's your names?"
Riley.
Can I pickpocket while they're talking?
Who are you pickpocketing?
The guards, all of them.
Make a sleight of hand check. Jesus. Have we ever hit a 40 before?
That might be the campaign's first 40.
Not only that, two of them in a row.
2 not 20s.
Okay.
Chance of
So-
failure, there
You better
never
give
was.
me the whole fucking city at this
No,
point.
I
Just give me
was
the
about
whole
to
thing.
ask. You are in a security checkpoint with 12 guards. About 5 of them are armed with rifles. Um,
Yes.
with those sleight of hand checks, you could probably enter this cutie checkmate building as well. What would you like to steal?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Uh, I'll say between all the guards, um, uh, you can manage between all the guards about 124 gold, which is like their like pockets around there. There is a safe inside, uh, which you can probably pickpocket like pick through as well. Inside is an additional 500 gold. Uh,
I'm gonna leave the gold on their person, but I'm gonna take the 500 gold.
okay. There's also a pistol, and some like paper cartridges for the pistol.
Okay.
Would you like to take one of the guards' rifles?
Yes.
Okay. The one that ran inside. As you're in there, actually invisible, uh, you can see he's whispering. Not whispering. He's like talking at like a hushed tone. There's a window to the outside, so you can see inside. But like he's walking in, you can just hear them go, "Hey, that's them. That's them. Hey." And then immediately that the guard inside stands up to attention and grabs the. Well, he's about to go for the pistol, but it's gone. He's like, what the fuck? So whatever. And he pulls like a saber and is beginning to walk out of the building.
Oh God. Right. Fuck. I'm gonna use the. I can't cast a spell. I'm gonna use the relaying rock and just kind of whisper into it very, very quietly. Riley, they know.
Rather, you just get a buzz in your pocket.
I'll take it out and say, and?
Okay. As you take it out, you see two guards marching towards you. One with his full curved saber drawn, the other with a rifle trained on you, Riley and Chris. Uh, the one with the saber walks up towards you. By law of Selenia, you're under arrest. Xodiacs.
Um, we're friends with the king.
We don't have a king.
Your
What?
headmaster.
I'm sure you are. Let us escort you to Black Harbor, shall we? No sudden moves. Disarm.
I don't mind.
Can I do a sudden move?
What are you doing?
A thunder step.
And what? Hit me in the process.
And the hostages that are humans.
Oh, well, actually, I'll do Misty Step instead.
Okay. Where are you going?
Where's the nearest roof?
Probably a secret checkpoint, but it's not very huge.
I'll go 30 feet to the nearest roof. Or, well, 30 feet to the
You're
highest
sort of
point I
in-
can go.
Okay. There's not a whole lot of buildings around you currently. You're on a platform of like where the train would normally stop. Um, you try to run a little bit if you'd like to.
No, I'll just do the Misty Step.
Okay. So you won't be able to get to a roof nearby, but you can get closer if you'd like to.
Sure.
Okay. As the guy is in the middle of arresting you, you just teleport out of nowhere. You only go 30 feet, so you are still spotted by the guards, but you are now 30 feet away. It's like halfway between like an alley on the other side of the tracks. At this point, the guard with the saber, who has like a kind of like a bigger hat than the rest of them, points the saber towards at you, Chris, and just yells, "Seize him!" The other three guards, Riley, you haven't moved at all, but they're tackling you to the ground.
Sure.
Yep. As they sort of tackle you to the ground, they put manacles around your wrists,
Mhm.
and they sort of just slowly going to pick you up and begin to walk you into the city. The other couple guards are giving chase to you. Chris, Zero, Jenna, what are you doing?
I would like to steal some more. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Josie. Josie hasn't spoken.
I have no plans. I'm just watching.
Okay.
Janet's like cleaning her fur.
Yeah, this is just everyday Chris for you at this point.
Riley will cast message to message, or was it sending to Zero and say, you know how
What
easy
are
it's going to be to
the
break me out, right?
what are the components of message?
It's no sending.
What are the components of sending?
Oh, VSM. Didn't we say that we speak through our minds? Did we
Right,
decide
but
on
you
that?
won't be able to cast it if your hands are manacled.
Oh, okay, never mind. Do I have anything then? Not really. Never mind then. Continue.
Alright. Okay. You are being escorted by 3 guards to the inner of the city.
Sure.
Okay. Uh, Zero. Would you like to steal another rifle? Because you cleared the
Is
security
there-
checkpoint at this point.
Is there anything of value here that's not like money or a weapon? Like, are there keys or anything like? I guess I don't need keys, but I guess I don't need keys, but
There's keys. I mean, like, this is a security checkpoint, so all they really have is like the payroll and then like weaponry.
yeah, I'll keep taking weapons.
Okay.
I'll take weapons off the guards that are still here, even.
Okay, they're a lot of them now holding the rifles, so you won't be able to slip them off as easily. But you can take their like small like swords and daggers and stuff.
Tell me, could I sleight of hand the ammo out of their gun?
Not out of their gun. You can sleight of hand the current ammo they have around their belt.
Yeah, I want to sleight of hand the ammo that everyone has.
Okay. It'll take you like a little bit of time to not do it because now they're in the middle of like a commotion and they're running.
Oh.
But with those rolls, you can do it before they fully give chase to Chris. So
Do I have eyes on Jana? Do I know what kind of cat Jana turned into?
I think so. You guys are probably next to your thing when you turned. Jan is currently in the middle of cleaning his almost.
What about the hostages? What are they doing?
They are currently being sort of like pulled away from the main commotion and like they're kind of being like guarded in some way.
Okay, I'm gonna go hang back with the hostages.
Chris, what are you doing? You see 9 guards just jump off the platform and begin to just run after you.
I'm gonna cast scatter,
Okay. On who?
and then I'm
Yourself?
gonna cast, myself, and then four of them. I'll
Okay.
cast 4 of them 120 feet away from me, and then I will cast my on myself 120 feet away from them.
Okay. Do you need sight to be able to teleport them? Like to where they're going?
Yeah, a range of 30 feet.
Okay, but you need to be able to see where you're going to teleport to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you won't be able to teleport them like out of eye shot, but you can teleport yourselves away from each other very quickly, 120 feet. So yeah, 240 feet away from each other.
Yeah.
The other couple guards are still running after you though. With now the I think I figured out your image anyway. The couple are chasing after you are going to take a couple shots at you. You only get the one, but what's your AC currently?
15.
Okay, so 2 of them will hit you. Ooh. That's not too bad. You take 18 points of damage as you get shot twice. You hear 3 resounding explosions, followed by this huge plume of smoke, and you just feel these 2 pings of sharp pain in your body.
Uh-oh. Did
Uh,
did I do the teleport or the scatter?
you did, but you didn't get, you weren't able to get all of them.
Okay.
So they shot at you from distance, and you, because you need to be able to be within line of sight of where you're teleporting, like you're still within eye shot. But you are now far away.
Okay.
Hey, uh, Zero Jab, any actions?
Not here.
Okay.
I think we
Nope,
just wanted
I'm
to
just
stay out
gonna.
of that.
Yeah, I'm gonna hang back
Gotcha.
with Jenna and the hostages.
All right. So with Zero chilling, Janet chilling, and Riley currently being willingly escorted to Black Harbor, uh, Chris, this is your stuff now. You've been shot at, and they're currently chasing after you. They still have some distance to get up to chase you.
Uh,
But you've definitely made up a lot of distance. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna cast fly on myself.
Oh, good. Okay.
So oh, good.
Okay. Uh, I'll move it there. Yeah, as you cast fly on yourself, you see a lot of the people that fired at you are trying to reload, but they can't find their ammo. Uh, so they just draw swords pretty much. And the moment you start flying upwards, I'm assuming. Right, just where are you flying to?
Um, yeah, I'll just start flying up.
Okay, just flying up. Uh,
Yeah, as far as I can go.
sure. You hear a couple whistles for a while. The alert has been called. Um, Zero, you see Brynwald and Luna are sort of just sitting here, not sure what to do and looking kind of a bit scared. Uh, you're sort of flying up. A couple of guards that do have their guns weren't pickpocketed. They do arrive on the scene and they see this floating, just death wizard above them. What are the range on these guns actually? Uh, a lot. Okay. Uh, say 3 more shots on you. So 2 more hits. Oh god. Okay. Uh, yeah. As you're sort of flying up, your speed's pretty good, especially if you're dashing. But a couple guards that arrive on the scene, they all fire uh, the rifles at you. You can see where they fire from, the little plumes of smoke give them away. Again, 2 more little pains in your body as you get hit. You take 39 points of damage. As you're just being like torn apart by firearms at this point, but you are still flying up vertically.
Yeah, I'll just continue to do that.
Okay. Just flying up, double dashing. Uh, okay. So you're flying up pretty high. Uh, the thing about rifles, they can shoot pretty far. A couple more guards arrive on the scene as you don't hear them. Zero, you can. You can hear the uh, conversations and orders being given out to fire at that floating person in the sky, that little blip in the air. Would you look up? Chris is pretty up there at this point. Um, so a couple more shots. There's more shots this time, but they are disadvantaged because you are far away. Okay. Oh. Uh, that's still 2 hits on you. 32 points of damage to you, Chris. But at this point, even though still firing at you, you are now out of range of rifle shot.
Okay, I'll just continue to go up.
Okay. You're just flying up. How high are you intending to go?
Just before the clouds.
That's really high. Okay. So you'll be going for a while. How long does flying last? An hour?
10 minutes.
10
10
minutes.
minutes? Okay. I speed of I think it's 60 or something, right? 60 for fly speed. In 10 minutes, you won't be able to get that high.
Or I'll just go as high as I can in 10 minutes.
Okay. Okay, so you go fairly high. High enough that you don't really see people anymore. You just see little tips of buildings. Just little abstract arts pieces on the ground. Flying for 10 minutes. Yeah, Zero, you're still just chilling there. At this point, the guards are now talking to the prisoners. Just telling them like what happened, why were you traveling with these people? Yeah, and Brindball's backing you up. But he's also just saying like, oh, this girl is from Celia originally, the Tharden family. If you would be so kind to escort her back to her family, that would be grand. Yeah, at this point, Luna is separated from the rest of you and is just escorted back into the city. As Brynwald is too, actually. Who's probably be taken into questioning, but currently Zero and Jenna, you are outside. 10 minutes have passed and you have not heard from either of the elves.
Cat Jenna just looks at Zero.
I'm invisible.
Zero's gone. Jenna, you are alone.
Cats can see indivisible things. I would argue.
Make a perception check as a cat. Well, actually, no. You have your stats, your mental stats as a cat. So just your normal perception check.
I don't have my cat stats up.
That's okay. So what's your wisdom?
My wisdom.
Yeah. Are you proficient in perception at all? It'll just be your perception check, your normal
1.
perception check. Sorry. 1. Okay, so yeah, no, fucking Janna's Zero's gone. You are alone. Out of nowhere, your whole party got separated.
I'm gonna go try and find where they took Riley, if I saw that way.
Okay. Yeah, so, oh boy. Maybe among the first times the whole party got separated into, like, their individual components.
While Jana's walking, I'm gonna notice that she doesn't notice me, and I'm gonna do that little thing where you tap on someone's like opposite shoulder. I'm gonna tap on her little cat shoulder, then pull back.
Okay. Yeah, Jana, you feel 2 distinct tippy taps, and you turn, you see nothing.
I just go like, meow. I guess I stop for a minute and like wait.
All right. Yeah, you wait unless something happens. Zero.
Nah, just follow.
All right, you just follow. Yeah, as Chris, you're up. The time has passed. You begin to fall. What are you doing?
I'll cast Fly again,
Okay.
but this time I'll head towards the top of the academy.
Okay. All right. What the fuck happens? As you're flying to the top. How large is this? Oh yeah, that'll be a while. It'll take a couple of casts of fly to get all the way to the academy, but if you're doing that the entire way, you could.
Sure.
Cool. What spell is how level? Sorry, what level is fly?
3?
3.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You've cast it probably like I say like 2 more times. You're probably fine.
Okay.
Just
I'll do that then.
this is just fly all the way over there to safely land. It'll take you like a little bit, I guess, like yeah, 30 minutes or so. You could. Uh, not Chris, Riley, you are currently being escorted by guards who are currently being followed by Jana, who's being followed by Zero.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as you're being just marched, uh, you can see there is sort of like a gathering, like a commotion being uh, like created. Like you're being like humiliation marched through the city more or less, and a bunch of people are sort of coming out to see what the hell's going on. So you're kind of the talk of the town at the moment. How long does Wild Shape last?
2 hours, right?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Hold on, I'm
if it's
looking
2 hours, yeah.
sorry. Did you have it or?
No, I don't. But I can try to find it in conjunction with you.
Hours equal to half your druid level rounded down.
Okay. What
Your druid
level
level's
druid are you?
5 rounded down. That's 2 hours.
Okay, so 2 hours. Yeah. With your time, yeah, that went to. I think yeah, with Wild Shape, you would. It takes a while to march rally all the way up to Black Harbor. It would take you roughly about 2 hours to get there. Zero, you might need to cast invisibility again if you want to stay invisible.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right. As we get there, this doesn't seem to have anything for it. It seems to just happen. As we get to the steps of Black Harbor, I'm going to cast Mislead.
Okay. What are the components of Mislead?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Oh, wait. No, hold on. What's S?
Somatic, so that'd be physical stuff, which you can't do.
Never mind. I can read. Never mind. I'm not going to do anything then. Unless Project Image doesn't have anything. Nope, it has everything. Okay.
You would only be able to cast with your hand shackled. You more or less only be able to cast stuff with just verbal components.
We're following
Mm.
Riley, right? Me
We're
and
following
Jana.
Riley.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll just go ahead. How far ahead are they?
You guys can get as close as you'd like. There is a gate around the building of Black Harbor. It's like with this 1-story or 2-story building. It's very plain. No decoration at all. It's just a sheet white building with a image of like a chain wrapping around itself, or an anchor with a chain wrapping around itself. Sorry. And there is like a fence around it. Keep out the riffraff. This is technically a prison. As Riley's being marched through, the guards sort of wave to each other. They open up this large, like wire fence gate, and then they close it, like immediately right behind them.
Can me and Jana slip in there while it's open? Like, or at least can I slip in there while it's open?
Sure. Make an acrobatics check, Jenna. What would you like to do?
Yeah, if there's an opening, can I try and get through it?
Sure. Make an acrobatics check as a cat, which is probably just a dex check. Okay. Yeah. So Zero, you make it through. Just as the gate is closing, you just barely squeak by. Jenna, you did make it through, but then you're also spotted on the way, and a guard picks you up and just goes, "Oh, look at this cat," and just begins to
I was
just
like, and I like try and like squirm out of his hold.
make an athletics check as a cat.
Is that a D20 or am I doing my stat?
It'd just be a D20 plus whatever the cat's strength is. Which I can find the stats of a cat if you don't have
Yeah,
them.
sorry, I don't have the cat stats up. Not great.
Oh, well.
You don't need even to bother.
I'll have them up just in case. Oh yeah, okay. -4. Yeah, so 0. Yeah, you're firmly in the grip of this guard so far. He doesn't throw you out. You're technically still within the confines, but he is currently just coddling you and takes you into this like small little security checkpoint and is trying to like feed you like his leftover uh like lunch that like has definitely had, like some chunks taken out of and it's been sitting there for a while. Enjoy your new life, Jenna. That being said, it did take you roughly 2 hours to get here, so your wild shape is about to come to an end.
I'll just do it again.
Okay, would you like to turn to something different or stay as a cat?
Stay as cat.
Okay. You extend the lifespan of your cat form. Are you doing anything while you're here, or are you just gonna chill with this guard for a while?
I guess just get some pets.
Yeah. He does eventually put you down and just like puts you on like the counter. And yeah, he does give you some neat pets, and you are welcome to some kind of stale like garlic bread.
Jana will eat some.
A bit hard, but it does taste fine. Okay. Yep, Riley, you are taken to inside of the Black Harbor prison. Zero, you're falling pretty close behind.
Wait, inside the building?
Inside the building.
Wait, I wanted to do something before he got in there.
What are you doing?
I mean, how much time is there between me going into the gate behind him and him going to the building? How much time would there be?
Like 10 seconds.
Are there people directly behind him, or do they have him like are they at his sides or what?
There's 2 people behind him that are currently holding his arms. And there's 1 person in front that's sort of leading the way.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna squeeze. I want to squeeze in there as they're walking. I'm obviously gonna pick the fucking lock on his mandibles or whatever.
Okay. Make a sleight of hand check or a thieves' tools check, if you even need to. You don't. Yeah, you pick the lock pretty good. I'll say, Riley, you can feel the manacles become undone, but they don't fall off your wrist. But you can wiggle them around. You can, like, with a bit of force, you can probably force them off pretty easy.
At present, I don't really see the point. I don't know what that does for me.
All right, so you continue being escorted out into the building. All right, Chris, you land on top of the academy building. There's not a whole lot of roof space here, but there is like roof access, like a flat little portion that you can land on if you'd like to.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. What you doing on there? I'm so scared right now.
I'll just look around, see what I observe.
Make a perception check. You see people. You see some scholarly kids going in and out of the building. It's like the morning time ish. So like, yeah, there are people coming and going. It's not super crowded, but yeah, that's about it. There is like a door probably to the inner portion of the building on the roof access itself.
I'll do disguise self, but as like a student.
Okay. You've seen some students around here before. They wear like blue robes with like the logo of the academy on their back, like this coat of arms with a gear and an arcane sigil in either corner of it. Cool. You're going down?
Yeah, I'll go in.
Okay. You try the door. It is locked.
Um, yeah, I'll try to pick lock it.
Okay. Do you have lockpicks? I guess you can make them.
Yeah, I'll conjure something, maybe.
Okay. Yeah, okay, minor conjure. Oh, sure. Uh, you did this once before when you're like imprisoned, but yeah. Um, just make a dexterity check. Okay. It takes you a bit of time. You're not quite as trained as Zero, but like you do manage to fiddle your way almost accidentally into unlocking the door. Uh, the door is now open for you, and inside it is like this switchback stairwell that goes down a couple floors.
Sure, I'll go down.
All right. Cool. Yep. Heading down. Uh, is a couple of staircases down, but it's not too bad. Eventually, you do hit the bottom. Uh, as you open the door, you are in some sort of hallway. It seems like you're roughly around the third floor or so.
Maybe I'll go into the third floor and I'll look into one of the rooms.
Sure. Uh, you're looking. It looks like it's a like lecture about the different types of magic and schools of magic. It looks like a big juniors mages class, and they're just like differentiating between like what sort of magic things, what sort of things magic can do depending on which part you specialize in.
I'll join the class.
Okay. You just you just fully walk in. Uh, as all eyes turn on you for a second. Uh, the lecture stops as the instructor just points to one of the desks.
Yeah, sorry, Professor. I'm late.
You're just recreating like high school and university and like D&D. This just became real life.
Getting arrested, being late to class. Yeah, I've done all those things.
This was not what I expected you to do. We decided to just I'm gonna land on top of the school. All right, so you join in the class, and it is they tell you nothing you don't already know, more or less. Like you got the best education from the weirdest teacher you've ever met. This is nothing new to you, but you can stay there for an hour until your disguise self fades.
Sure.
Jesus Christ. All right, uh, Riley,
Mhm.
you are being escorted through the building. Uh, they skip reception entirely. One guard that was holding your arm does let go to converse and probably like exchange details. The other two, the one that's leading and the one currently grabbing one of your arms, is still uh, just moving you forward. The one in front of you uh, says to the one in the back, "Take him to the beholder cells." Uh, at which point you descend after some staircases, uh, quite a ways away. They do strip you of all your items.
Mhm.
More or less. You are, for the purposes of being arrested, have nothing other than your body.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
fine.
Cool. Zero, you do see this process as some ways. The one that stays behind is currently in the process of just giving all of Riley's items to the receptionist behind the desk.
As he's passing them to the receptionist, I want to take them all. I'm gonna as he's passing them, I don't know, as they're like swapping hands. What is she doing with them? Are they just sitting in front of her?
She's currently in the middle of taking them, and then she's like putting them in like a box, probably for
Yes.
latest like
Yes.
categorizing.
As she's putting them in the box, I'm taking them out of the box and putting them away.
Make a sleight of hand
In
check.
my stuff.
Sure. Yeah, you now have all of Riley's items.
Tight. And with that, I would like to leave the building if possible.
Okay. Yeah, as you just leave the way you came back in. You sort of wait for someone to like exit or enter the door, and you just slip past. You do see Cat Janet currently being just assailed by this overly eager guardsman.
How much longer do I have on my invisibility?
It took you a while to get here, probably like 20 minutes.
Okay.
And this is your second casting it, so
When is not when, I guess. The gate that we came in through, does it just stay closed?
it looks like there's a lock on it that's from this side, and like a guard comes in and unlocks it, opens it, and locks it again. It looks like it's like a standard padlock.
Okay. Okay. Okay, I'll hang back and I'm not gonna stay here the whole 20 minutes. I think maybe I'll kind of watch the clock and spend like 10 or 15 minutes in here and just kind of keep an eye on things and see what Jana does. And then as my invisibility runs out, I'm gonna go and unlock the lock and get out.
Okay, Jana, would you like to try anything while you're one-on-one, not being grappled anymore by a guardsman in a security checkpoint?
Yeah, if I'm just kind of like loosey-goosey, I'll just take my leave now.
Okay. Yeah. There's once he's put you down, he's like giving you some garlic bread as you just take a couple chunks and just leave. He just goes, "Ah." But as feral stray cats do, uh, he lets you go with like this wistful mourning look in his eyes. You can see him get a little bit mistied in the tear ducts. Very, very Bugs Bunny.
I don't even look at him as I leave.
Cold-hearted. Okay, but you're technically still inside the gates. What would you like to do?
I guess try and get out?
Okay. Yeah, there's a number of ways you can do that. You can try to climb. You can also try to convince the guard to open the door. It's up to, or you can try something else. It's up to you.
Yeah, can I just kind of like paw at the door?
Yeah, it's you're pawing at the door. And the guard sees you, and just sort of like leans down towards you and just like grabs you by your squishy cat cheeks and just goes, "Our time together was short, but I'll never forget you." And he just wipes one tear away and just opens the lock for you. You can hear him fully bawling once you leave.
I'll just set up
Zero,
one
you hear
little-
the bawling stops as he looks back at you and he just goes, "She remembered."
No.
Yeah, it's just make your way into the city. Riley.
Mhm.
You are taken down for a while, like a number of staircases, and you were here once before when you're escorting Pratchell out. The hallways, kind of like the Rexon's place, actually. It doesn't have this weird, like unnatural, like space. It feels fine, but it's just the design of it itself is confusing. Every hallway looks the same. It's all powered by these like electrical lights, kind of like the ones you see on like a submarine almost. And you're just passing through room after hallway after hallway after room, until eventually you're put into this small chamber. When you seen Predolin before, actually, there's a large pane glass window, and a door. It looks fairly heavy, like made of this solid metal, and the inside is just this like sheet white room. There's like a bed, uh, fairly meager, and a bedpan in the corner. As
Mhm.
you are just, the manacles are taken off you, and you just are tossed into the room. The door closes, and you hear this sort of hissing sound, uh, and this faint hum. Uh, and you barely hear anything. All you hear is just nothing, actually. The loudest sound is your heartbeat.
All right.
All right, what'd you like to do?
A few push-ups, meditate.
All right. Okay. You begin your morning regime. All right. So with Zero currently just stood outside the prison, invisibility a bit over off. Chris attending some just impromptu classes. Riley being arrested, and Jenna about to assert her dominance all over the city as a cat, as cats are wanted to do. We will call it there this week. Pick that up next time.
Key.
What the fuck happened?
I don't know. Is Chris back in jail forever?
Chris isn't in jail.
I'm in
How do
school.
we get him in jail?
Chris, yeah, Chris just decided to pick up some extracurricular activities out of nowhere. All right. 3,000 EXP.